Greetings, dear suckers and bird. Are you the same bird as earlier? Probably not. Birds around here sure are docile, aren't they? Anyway, my name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome back to Disco Elysium. Bird is the word. Anyway, gonna finally investigate this church then. I feel like time has both flown and moved very slowly. Anyway.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Honestly, I don't see any doors there. And if they were there, the flashlight would illuminate them, so... Yeah, I think they just didn't bother to actually want to create like two models for when it's open or closed, so they just left it open like this because they're weirdos. I don't know. Inspect the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Hang on.
The carving.
Back up and look at the door.
The doors remain unchanged, closed with a padlock.
Okay then.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
A staple screwed into the wooden door. That doesn't sound like it would be that hard to remove, frankly. From this side, anyway.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
That is the usual formula.
There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
For whatever the fuck that means. Nothing, really. The future doesn't exist. Have you seen this symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is junior delinquency?
For Revachol ZOC, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law.
What about before the age of 10?
These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
He puts the handkerchief in his coat pocket. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Okay. What? Padlock, padlock, padlock! I agree, it's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Fair enough, then, I guess. Hang on.
heavy wooden door.
Try to peel off the sticker without ripping it. Obviously the most important check in the entire game. The white check, surprisingly. I guess the failure is just... I would have assumed the failure here would be accidentally ripping it, but I guess it's failing to peel it off at all. Or something like that.
Your hands are clammy from the sea air. The piece of sticker keeps slipping away.
Gah! Damn it. Kim, could I have that handkerchief? My hands are wet.
The lieutenant hands you a blue handkerchief. He looks a little dismayed when he gets it back crumpled. However, it should be easier to peel the sticker off now.
Thanks, Kim. You're a pal. Okay. Basically a free +2 and retry. Alright. They really want me to succeed on this check, don't they?
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs. Put the sticker on your ledger, right on the cover, or shake it off your thumb and throw it in the wind. The most important choice in the game, of course. Tricky decisions. Fuck it. Let's put the sticker on my ledger. Right on the cover. Why not?
Voila. Looks very modern.
Ooh, another skill point. Alright, finally got that. Finally tipped that over. Very nice.
You're part of the future brigade now, and so is your formerly humdrum ledger. Neon, baby.
Hell yeah. Wow. Okay. How many skill points do I have? 1. Okay. What was I gonna put it into? Maybe suggestion? No, I'll go for I promise suggestion I'd actually stop abusing it like that. Let's go. 4. Decent number. Maybe someday I'll get conceptualization and encyclopedia up to 10. Maybe. Alright.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open. Feels like electricity and a very small piece of nothingness.
I'll take your word for it. What shivers do I have? Yeah.
Let's go.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area. Its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes.
There's that one white check. What was it for? Shivers, legendary. I should probably try that at some point.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city.
There is a building that looks down over all there is. And the man in the tower controls it all without ever raising a single fist. It's like they gathered up the city, sold it to the devil, and now it's gone to hell and they wonder how. Anyway. Hello. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Should I? Well. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. Okay, whatever that means. This figure was added later. It's not part of the original church. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. A prayer book has been left open. Excerpts from the Pericarnassian Litany of Love. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it, as they said. Oh.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore.
Silence. But the air is filled with music. Can't you hear it?
Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait. I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums.
Could you not stand on the wires? Whatever.
You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Yell as loud as you can, or stomp your feet and clap your hands.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
What? What in the goddamn... What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
And now we shout directly into his ear. No.
Can you hear anything?
Not really. But it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this. What the fuck is happening here? Some kind of bizarre acoustic trick? Maybe... I don't know. But at least we'll be sure.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
I wonder how.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
I wonder how, I wonder why.
Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises.
Maybe. Hey, what if it's something paranatural?
Please, detective, not this again.
He's trying to act dismissive, but at this particular moment, he's more open than usual to the idea of paranatural phenomena.
Huh. Glad I put a point into the suggestion. Yes. Yes, I can see why he would be. Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Try to see beyond the shadows. What if I don't want to know what's up there?
The silence, the darkness, they've enveloped you as in a cocoon. You cannot move anymore. Relax. It'll be okay.
If you say so, Volition. Try to see beyond the shadows. This would be a terrible time for an unlikely failure. Thank goodness. What is...
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
On the ceiling?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Our crab man, then, I would imagine.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are seeing. Good luck with that. I'm hardly seeing what I'm seeing.
Oh no, You've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
Shit. Blink. Oh.
You see something
Hi.
hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Well, you don't look very crabby, now do you?
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Possibly. Hi. Nice to meet ya. Who could you be? But first, let's loot the place. Cracked pane of glass, colorful. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer. Ooh, Mesk Banger's silk scarf, +1 pain threshold. Bangers don't cry. This huge red scarf is still dusty from lying in the church. Well, it shouldn't be lying there, not in a holy place. That's sacrilege. A subtle red-on-red embroidery embellishes it with cocky roosters and Mesk floral motifs. Does it? Hard to see. Well, could be handy. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Hard to tell if that's a spider's web or cobwebs. It looks fairly translucent. Mesk Banger's red brogues. +1 empathy. Huh. In someone else's shoes. Ha. Cute. I'm pretty sure most of my shoes are someone else's. Then again, I've only got I've only got 2 other pairs, and one of them is mine. These dapper snakeskin shoes have an almost invisible white-on-white flower motive sewn on the tongue. The toe caps are still dusty from lying in the church. Almost invisible, by which we mean we didn't actually bother to draw it. +1 empathy, huh? What's my empathy at? 6. That's the same as my perception without it. That's the same as my perception without those Franco-Nigerian cavalry boots. Maybe I should put a point in both perception and empathy at some point so that I could get either one up to 8 depending on my shoes. Yeah. Okay. Nope. Cold wind blows in from the broken gallery. Makes your skin crawl. Okay then, let's talk to the crab man, or whatever.
The shadow is a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently.
There should be a button there, but okay.
The crab man.
Indeed. Are you the crab man?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
What? I mean, I'm not... What? What are you even talking about? I mean, yes, I have used alcohol a lot. I wouldn't call it habitual, more self-destructive, intentionally so. I'm not certain alcohol use is the sort of thing to turn people into scared little pussies, though. Isn't one of the general fucking stereotypes of people on alcohol being that they'll fucking fight that they'll fucking fist fight God at a moment's notice. So there's a reason why it's called Liquid Courage. And what do you mean, Holmes? Fancy me a Sherlock, do you?
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamro. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to receive the mother's love. You can too, Holmes. And when you ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of that despair at the bottom of that bottle.
Oh, fuck off, Tiago. Oh, fuck off, Tiago. Did you give me your name? I don't know how I know your name, but fuck off, Tiago. I'm already doing a damn good job of doing that myself. With the help of only 3 people. Me, myself, and I. Also known as Volition, Volition, and Volition. I don't need to be embraced by the mother's love or some shit. This sort of shit is exactly how you can get suckered into religions or cults or ideologies. But I repeat myself. That's why I've been avoiding so much of that shit. Like when it was trying to get me into the whole moralist or ultra-liberal stuff, or the doomsaying stuff, and all that crap. Because Harrier does not need that shit. It is very easy for someone in his situation to become captured by this shit, preyed upon by it, offering to lift him out of his despair. And all they ask of him is everything that he is. No, you can fuck right off with that shit. You and the moralists and the communists and the fascists and the ultra-liberals and everyone else. I know who you are, all of you, and I name you his enemy. And I shall protect him from all of your predation! You hear me? None of you will get a foothold in his mind! None of you! Not if I or Volition have anything to say about it. And you know what? We do! Go fuck yourselves.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Indeed. But nevertheless.
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality.
Yeah, I feel ya, Kim. About the religious stuff, anyway. The ceiling climbing, I mean, it's impressive, but it's not anything ridiculous.
Hey, and what was that about, the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Yeah. Good point, electrochemistry. I haven't. At all, in fact. Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but... No, it hasn't. It's been getting into hand lately. Or whatever. However you want to describe that. Why is there no option to tell him that, yeah, I know I've got a problem, I'm dealing with it. I've already gotten off of the alcohol. Maybe I'll fall off the wagon in the future, but I haven't so far, so fuck off with your shit. But sadly, there's no option to say any of that.
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
Yes, I do! I very much know it! I've got fucking absolutely fucked in the head because of it. I am suffering from that shit every fucking minute of... Quit fucking patronizing me like I'm some bozo who doesn't know shit about alcoholism. I know damn well what's wrong with me, and I'm fixing it, asshole. I don't need your religious voodoo. Look, I'm actually here on behalf of some young people looking to establish a nightclub.
I know it's hard to admit that you have a problem.
Shut the fuck up, Tiago!
like you
Shut the fuck
Couldn't
up!
take an honest
Shut
look.
the fuck
Damn it.
up,
I knew what's
Tiago!
going on
Shut
in
up!
my spirit.
You know, actually,
If the
Oh, shut up,
lieutenant
Kim.
agrees, then maybe, just maybe, you should pay attention.
Fuck you, Crabman! You don't tell us what to do! Tell him!
Fucking spare me this tripe. For some reason, I feel like you have a point there. No, he fucking doesn't. I have a point here. Ah. God. What are these options? Why do I have zero option to tell him, fuck off, I'm dealing with it myself? Whatever. That's all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesiastic property.
The only thing we need
Fuck off,
the
Tiago!
mother can really
Shut the
help you,
fuck
Holmes.
up about the mother! Gah! Maybe I should have waited to come here until Mr. Everett helped me find my gun. Maybe I can grab one of those bowls and toss it at him. That might knock him off.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
Mother... Oh, great. Mother of Silence. How about you follow her example and shut the fuck up?
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? 'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm going to ask you again. Are you the crab man? I'm not certain he would know what the fuck I'm talking about there. So let's do it. Why not? Let's start annoying him with stupid shit.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's really more like a spider. True. If you're not a crab, then what are you? Sorry, you just weren't moving like a human. What does that even mean? Hey, it's your neighbors who came up with his name, not me.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
Maybe. What were you before you became a crab man?
I was in a gangway, but my memories
Hey.
of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
Yeah, I know the feeling. So many people losing their memory. A certain portent of doom.
Nah, Ese, it's not like that. Best thing that could happen to you, losing your memory.
Fuck off, Tiago. I lost my memory and it's caused me nothing but grief.
do you remember your name, sir?
Tiago, apparently. I remember it, even though I don't know it.
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
I feel ya, Kim.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
I mean, I don't think it's either of those things, frankly. What do you mean you ain't got no use for such a place anymore? You've got a place in the world, it's just a different one. My name's Harrier Dubois, and my place in the world is Lieutenant Double Yefrader. That is my identity, and that is my place among my fellows.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
Bullshit, it doesn't. For one thing, everything matters. And I'm not going to engage in nonsensical nihilism. Although what you're saying sounds more like the kind of bullshit identity death that cults try to put you through. Which doesn't surprise me. What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there, a way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
A perforation, a hole into nothingness, huh? Something about that sounds familiar. Who's this mother of silence you keep talking about? Nothing good, that's what.
Oh, that's no simple question, Ese.
Naturally.
She is one who can be painted or sculpted.
Actually, it's the simplest question in the world, but complicating simple questions is exactly how cults operate. They complicate simple questions and then give you simple answers to complicated questions. Maybe I've got that backwards. Maybe the latter happens before the former. Well, doesn't matter.
She is a cavity in the dark, beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
Well, isn't that convenient? What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated,
Oh,
but
great.
not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a whole lot like being destroyed to me, but okay.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Substitution behavior. They replace one self-destructive spiral of drugs and alcohol and what have you with another, even more insidious one. That's how they get you. That's how they prey on the vulnerable. That's how you become captured by ideology, religion, what have you. You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
I'll bet.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
Indeed. What a grotesque fate to fall prey to. Were I not a detective with a dedication, an obsession with the truth, I too could easily have fallen to such a fate. Faith is a kind of drug. Might have that backwards, actually.
I heard that before, Way, and I know I can't convince you on the spot.
Or at all.
But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
Every time I think of her, that's when. What did I just say?
There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system.
Yes. I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I think I'm still hungover from it.
She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love.
Yeah, I've heard that before, 1,000 times. That kind of scale makes it all the easier to get people to abandon what love they have in this world for a phantom of an ocean of it. How grotesque. How wretched. Your ocean is not but a desert mirage.
The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out.
Are those really my only options? Let's agree to disagree. I don't agree with that, but it's as good as I'm getting.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
No.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
What? That was weird. You're repeating yourself now, Tiago. I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence, but then I didn't expect consistency from religion.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes.
Oh, of course.
This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart.
Because why have words mean things, you know? Words mean exactly what I mean them to mean when I say them, and nothing more and nothing less. Or something like that.
You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
No, actually. I mean, it's pretty quiet, but there are sounds that it makes from displacing the air. Because of the way, because air molecules, when they get heated up by the flame, they start moving rapidly. And that creates vibrations in the air, which is what sound is. I mean, you could argue it's the air making the sound, but then at that point, you might as well say that nothing makes sound. I mean, there is an argument to be made that that it doesn't make a crackling sound, because that's the material that's burning, although there's certainly an argument there about, well, that might be a foolish distinction to make. But regardless, flames do make a sound. It's just not very loud. And that depends on the flame, too. Some fires can be rather loud, depending on the circumstances. But anyway, how did you even find this place? This church? I don't know. Wandered around? It's not exactly hard to find.
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here. Back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was.
Material worries. Right. Of course, every religion has this claim to rid you of material worries. Balderdash. Utter balderdash.
Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me.
Yet more balderdash. The past is what brought you here. It doesn't belong to you. You belong to it. Are these yours?
I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
Okay. Right. I had other questions.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat. Oh, is that right? Was there a drug lab here?
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Disgusting. Do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
The Aita is Grandma?
Or just old woman, I suppose. But yeah. And Estudios. I mean, even if I didn't know any Spanish, it would be pretty obvious what that means. Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a viejita?
No, I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young.
Oh,
Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
no it ain't, Tiago. You're an idiot.
Wait, what if it's Ruby?
Did it ever seem to you like she was hiding here from something?
The lieutenant seems to be thinking the same. He takes out his little notebook. Possible? But I think we already established that it's probably not her. Still, might as well ask.
You mean like a fugitive?
He glances at the abandoned radio computer on the other side of the nave, pulsing with light. Then he shakes his head.
No, man. Quite the opposite. I don't think she cared much about authority or anything else for that matter. Maybe only about her machines.
I see. And where is she now?
I told you, Holmes. I don't know.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks? What she does? Who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
Or...
Or search through her radio computer.
Ah. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside? Right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Wait, do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
So you do harm someone. So what do you think? About the nightclub, that is.
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
Ah, because of the weird acoustics, eh?
Might even be nice to have some company.
I don't like the idea of you potentially corrupting the youth, but okay.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Obviously. Okay then. Thanks. What a taffer. What a fucking taffer. Anyway. Two decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. A portable Harman Waushi tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? I guess it is a recorder. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. The antenna, Ream Esker R-1, AR-1, is buzzing with energy.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Huh. That stuff kind of looks like some kind of technology out of a Mike Klubnica game. Anyway.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine. It's not gonna bite. Not certain about that glowing, though. Hopefully it's not gonna explode.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
Yeah. Fucking around on a computer and having it set off a mine or something wouldn't be fun.
We should probably let it be. It's becoming clear that there's no trace of the suspect anywhere inside the church.
Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in doomed commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything.
A quaint little box of radio waves.
Wait, let me just investigate it. Step behind the computer. You never know what you might find.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Diamond-shaped glasses? What? How are those diamond-shaped? I mean, I guess diamonds can be that shape, but I don't think that's what's meant by diamond-shaped. Unless I'm missing something, or the bust is inaccurate. What even is that behind him anyway? The moon? Anyway, look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
Technically it says Feb Mar, which probably stands for February to March, but I don't know, maybe there's someone named Mar around here. What is this, Jack and Daxter?
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Is this? Hiya again. Fancy meeting you around here.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Fortress Accident, huh? That was the name of... Well, maybe there is a connection between those two machines after all.
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's not clear whether she recognizes your voice. I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log feb-mar.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Ah, right. Shit.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
I swear, if there's a fucking Inland Empire or Shivers or what have you check to guess the answer, and it's like an impossible check, I'm going to be moderately amused.
Maybe he knows something.
The lieutenant nods toward Tiago. Maybe. He doesn't seem particularly interested in anything past his own nose, but maybe. A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
Damn.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Tragic. Is it my birthday?
Still? No.
Well, nah.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Yeah.
Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Fortress Accident, like the one in the doomed commercial area.
I have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Okay.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, that's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
Thank you, Yvonne. You've been lovely as always.
Sleep well, votre accident.
She says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Well, that was illuminating.
Nothing happens.
Okay. So whoever this woman is, most likely has something to do with the game company then.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence dolorous day.
Evidently. Glowing lungs, huh? Okay.
Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
No.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you, as if under a microscope.
No. I am not your bug. And you do not have your eyes on me. You don't have anything on me. You are nothing but a fractured pane of glass. Nothing besides that.
As that bitter thought passes through your head, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder with 3 fingers.
I'm not doing that cross either. I will give the nothing here nothing of mine.
Good call. She left us all in the shits. Don't give her a single thing. Just stand there in the apricot-colored light of the window, secretly grinding your teeth. The woman smiles her distant smile, unmoved, struck in half by the crack in the glass.
No. No, she doesn't.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew of the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials.
The 7 Sisters, huh? Probably no relation to the fan mission. Probably.
We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find the instigator here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around. Respectful? Of what? A hole?
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
Who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
Good question, Rhetoric. So this place got shut up by a police raid and that caused them to abandon it. Guess they should have been made of sterner stuff then. You're not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I don't remember being here, but... well.
I am pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, I should find out what I was doing. And if I wasn't, well, I still should.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Maybe. Maybe. Kim, are you a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
Stroke your chin first.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
I don't like her. She looks like a lever. I beg your pardon? What does that even mean? I didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance.
Another level up. What to put it into, I wonder. Maybe perception. Yeah, get that up to 8 like I mentioned before. You never know when that might come in handy. You really don't. How did I know this is the mother of humanism?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived.
Lovely.
No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
Wait, what exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
The ruler?
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time.
Okay. So what exactly do they do then?
An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries.
What?
An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
What does any of that even mean? What would have happened anyway, only packed into decades instead of centuries? That doesn't even begin to make sense. You can't pack things into decades. You can't pack things into a smaller period of time and say they're the same thing. They aren't. They can't possibly be. They might resemble each other, but everything important about them would be different, because it's a different time with different people and different events. That is, in fact, the very definition of a different thing. It's not like packing a fucking chair into the box where the parts are still there, just rearranged. No. That's not only wrong, that isn't even a coherent idea. Like a lot of things, like mind-body dualism, it's something which, if you actually think about it for 2 minutes, categorically cannot be true, because it is meaningless. There is no case where it could be true, no world where that could be the case, because there is nothing there to be true. There is no concept behind those words. It is just words. Anyway, is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Okay. When did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Seren, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also, that she was gorgeous beyond beauty.
Whatever that means. It's too bad these don't qualify as Encyclopedia passive checks.
Draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed?
Where is this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away.
No. No, I don't think I should.
No, you must know.
Yeah. Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were
Terribly.
expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman.
Ugh. Contract bridge. Bah.
She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze.
Antediluvian court. I assume it wasn't called that back then, considering antediluvian means before DeLorean, essentially. Be very strange for them to call it that before she's... It would be very strange for them to call it that at the time.
She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual.
Almost.
To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
We? How come?
It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on.
Are we sure she wasn't trying to get rid of those people?
She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era.
Wow. I don't care.
Okay, when her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest.
Glowing, huh? Are we sure this wasn't just some sort of undiagnosed issue with pale exposure or something? I don't know.
Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. I repeat, her lungs started glowing. Do you care now?
A little.
That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Riel Belt.
Wait, what? Wait, how is there... What is the connection to love there? What's the connection between her rising to power and love? That doesn't make any sense. I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mesk and the Occident, and even faraway Supremwindi, altogether 21 of the 40 mundial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Did they now? Her crowning?
In a city called Advesperaskit in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
She must have been beautiful. I don't care how she looked. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. Everything hurts me.
Oh, she was insultingly beautiful.
Insultingly.
She was humanity's young mother, a perfect mother. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well.
Soft down of underfeathers? What? What was she, a bird woman? Oh, maybe. For all I know, she's some fucking alien or some shit.
Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
Then what?
One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
What? Oh, maybe my offhand comment about her being an alien might have more truth to it than I thought.
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents.
I mean, yeah, if you believe the Innocentic stuff about them putting forward inevitabilities that would have happened anyway, then yeah, all she's really doing, all the Innocences are really doing is robbing humanity of the chance to fix its own shit, you know? Robbing us of the ability to make change, meaningful change, outside of them. Robbing us of our chances to figure it out ourselves, to learn how to figure it out ourselves, to build up that kind of culture. No wonder so much has stagnated or even regressed.
Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
One of those might be true. No. Was there something bad about her? I want to know.
You already do. Although she's often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers.
Or what?
She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity.
The Army of Humanity. What rot. An army of humanity set to suppress humanity. Cute. Very cute.
Suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity.
Yes, I picked up on that rhetoric. It's all very neat.
She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum.
I'm not certain why that's relevant. But yeah, fucking military war games and chess and all that. I detest chess metaphors, of course, but even military war games are utterly worthless in the face of actual reality, more or less. I mean, there are things to learn from playing games, of course. But the moment you start to think that they actually map onto reality, especially when it comes to war, in any meaningful way, you have become utterly lost. Tin soldiers, tin war machines, tin mines.
Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Of course. Love and terror both are the tools of religion, of ideology, of rule itself.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
She's somehow connected to the case? I mean, maybe. She's not human.
Okay.
He takes his glasses off to clean them. Then, after a while, he says,
This church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should conclude our business and move on.
Maybe. I mean, this certainly isn't a human. Anyway, okay. Well, that was something. But this video is getting long-winded enough. And I am tired of dealing with all these tiresome things. Okay. So, until next time, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason subscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, and so long, suckers.
You're gonna be okay, kid.